Are you stressed about money? Working over 40 hours a week and still not saving enough? Retirement feels like a distant dream? Let me tell you about a book that has changed millions of lives across America. It's not flashy. It doesn't promise quick riches. It's simple, powerful, and written by a father for his daughter. It's called The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. And in this video, I'm going to break down how this book can change your life too. Most people think the path to getting rich is about earning more. But the truth, it's about keeping more. We live in a culture where even people making six figures live paycheck to paycheck. Because as income rises, so do expenses. You get a raise and buy a better car. You get a bonus and upgrade your apartment. But wealth isn't about what you earn, and it's about what you save. Imagine this. A software engineer in San Francisco earns $120,000 a year but barely saves a dollar. Meanwhile, a school teacher in Ohio making $45,000 puts away 10 grand a year. Who's really building wealth? It's not about how much you make. It's about how big the gap is between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is where freedom lives. And if you're carrying debt, especially credit card debt, that gap disappears fast. Credit card debt in America is a silent killer. 18% to 24% interest? That's not borrowing. That's financial quicksand. J.L. Collins says, debt is a screaming nightmare. If you're carrying high-interest debt, your first priority isn't investing, it's getting out. Once you've freed yourself from debt, you can start building wealth. And J.L. doesn't tell you to pick stocks, time the market, or chase trends. He recommends one thing: invest in a low-cost index fund like VTSAX. Why VTSAX? Because it gives you exposure to the entire U.S. stock market. No stock picking, no guesswork. Over time, the U.S. economy grows, and so does your investment. Think about it this way. If you invested just $200 a month into VTSAX starting in the year 2000, you'd have over $160,000 today. Despite all the crashes, all the chaos, you don't need to be lucky. You just need to be consistent. And no, don't try to time the market. Most people who try to buy low and sell high end up buying high and selling low. The truth is, the best strategy is to stay in the market. Even missing just the 10 best days in the market over 20 years could cut your returns in half. So don't jump in and out. Stay invested. When markets crash, don't panic. It's a sale, not a signal to run. Now let's talk about freedom. J.L. Collins introduces the idea of FU money. It's not about being rich. It's about having enough saved that you don't have to put up with crap. A toxic boss. A job you hate. When you've got $50,000 or $100,000 saved up, you have choices. You can walk away, breathe, and decide your next move on your terms. That's real power, that's peace of mind. And no, you don't need a financial advisor taking 1% of your wealth every year. Over decades, that adds up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. J.L. says you can do this yourself. Open a Roth IRA or brokerage account. Set up automatic monthly contributions. Put that money into VTSAX or its ETF version VTI. Then, leave it alone. You don't need to check it every day. You don't need to beat the market. You just need to be in it and stay in it. So how do you start? Track your spending. Cut the waste. Pay off your credit cards. Open a Vanguard, Schwab, or Fidelity account. Set up monthly auto investments. And keep doing it. Month after month. Ignore the noise. Read this book again every year. It's that simple. The simple path to wealth is not about getting rich overnight. It's about building a life of freedom on your terms. You don't need a financial degree. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to start. So what's stopping you?